Hello, welcome back everybody. I'm Mike Curley.
This is Frank Curley.
And it's the C team. We are still playing Fell Seal. We are going to pick up that side quest later because it's 7 things long. And we can do at least one more story fight before doing the final fight.
Before the squiggles.
Yes. For the mountain with the tumor. So
that actually does remind me of something from Breath of the Wild.
The dragon?
Yeah. And that
is a good moment. That is a cool moment.
Yeah, that is just like... Because it was just out of random curiosity. I just looked at the map and was like... yeah, I'm just going to see what's on this mountain. And then I get to like the mountain adjacent to it.
Oh yeah, it gets weird.
Okay, so now we're in classic JRPG.
Yeah, we're getting into an impressionist painting here.
Yeah.
It's getting weird.
Well, I should show you some of the later stuff in a medieval. It gets bizarre.
Oh, I believe it. Rafe warned us. Yes, before he set it loose.
Right.
Yeah. Finding that dragon at the top of the mountain. That is a cool moment in Breath of the Wild. I am hoping for similar things from Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, yeah, and like it's one of those things I've been kind of like putting my mind to, of just like the experience beyond the text. Of just the timing of a work and just like an experience around it that you're probably not going to get again. And my experience with that was just out of random curiosity, seeing what's on the mountain, getting scared shitless, and deciding maybe later. And then the second time,
oh, more of our friends,
Dragula. Anyway, and the second time, I think
we forgot to check the names last time.
Genbu,
Gutenberg, not
Mara.
Mara.
All right, that makes sense.
Snorg, Vorken, and Rujasu, and that is
there is succubus.
Rangarin,
and then we have.
That's just a thing.
Yeah, then we just have some Lovecraft.
I don't know what that is. I don't want to know what that is.
Impressionist Lovecraft. Anyway, so second time I went up there, Eva.
Everyone's weak to holy.
Eva brings up, it's like, well, have you tried scanning it? I was like, I didn't. And I realized it's like, it's one of the 3 dragons. And then suddenly, it went from one kind of horror to another. Of just like...
The horror of what is that?
Yeah, the horror from what is that to, oh god, something is seriously wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to see, like, a monster come at you. It's quite another to see, like, what should... something friendly but corrupted.
Let's see. I kind of want Anodyne just because she is a beast.
Yeah. And, that whole thing is just like a story beyond the text that, I'm never going to see again, but it's always going to be lodged in my head.
Let's see, is there anybody else we can give Templar shit to? Does he have Templar shit? He does, but not the Templar shit we need.
But yeah, Elden Ring also can be like... Definitely compared to Breath of the Wild, much more melancholy.
Well, he's got holy shit.
Holy shit. But, like, there's one... there are dragons all over the map. Just, it's a very common recurring boss. And there's one that is like a big dragon, just kind of like made a bed in this land ravished by this plague. Now, this plague in the lore is considered one of the outer gods. So this is a very powerful, malevolent force. And it appears to have affected this dragon as well. And so you beat the dragon by... this is a much larger dragon than the rest. Like the main dragons are kind of like bus size. This is city block size. But the main way you take it down is to take down his regular size cronies. And I remember just like when I finally beat the dragons and got rid of them, and things just kind of disappeared and just literally left this void of space behind. I remember just being kind of sad by that. Of like, this was a one-of-a-kind powerful creature, and I just put it out of its misery.
Yeah. Let's go back here. Let's see, not much I can. Can I?
This track kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a similar vibe to it. Alright, let's go.
Actually, taking down that dragon kind of reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus. Because ultimately, you're taking down someone who doesn't really have a personal grudge against you. It's more like just these giant yet confused creatures that you're just putting an end to.
Yeah. Okay, can't reach. Alright, delayed. Good. Deal with him before. Deal with it. Her, it, whatever.
So I'm guessing Tears of the Kingdom is also a bit brutal in difficulty?
Sorta.
Yeah.
Can I leap down there? Damn, okay. Alright. Said I'm going to... Ooh, not what I meant. Not much I can do right this second, so I'm going to just chill here. And so, okay, yeah, Katya will be able to take care of the succubus or incubus or whatever she is.
Actually, I think the main difference between the two games is Breath of the Wild is open world and survival.
Yeah.
Where Elden Ring is open world and combat.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment of it, I think.
Yeah, because the whole like just taking parts and making it a Mad Max contraption.
There is definitely a certain amount of Mad Max in Tears of the Kingdom.
Or like that's classic survival. Just scrapping shit together and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Where Elden Ring very much is a lot more focused on its combat. And there are stealth kills. In fact, they add a bit more to the sneaking around than they had in other games. You could sort of sneak around in other games. Is like the enemies don't automatically know where you are. It's more like the, I guess, Turok 2 kind of branch of stealth, where there's not a whole stealth system, but you can get the drop on someone. And the difficulty... Oh, well. Having played both games, the difficulty in Breath of the Wild is definitely more about you reading the room and just deciding, when not to approach something. And where Elden Ring is still very, focused on, reading enemy patterns and...
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, neither of them are all that focused on the actual combat.
Yeah, it has a very basic combat, which is I mean, there have been changes since Ocarina of Time, but it follows the very same template.
Yeah, it is definitely... Can I get anywhere I can hit this guy? Yeah, I might be better off going after him.
And, Elden Ring is the input of the combat is still very simple. Dodge, block, and all that. I've had a discussion with someone that apparently there are mechanics under the hood that make it a bit more related to fighting games.
Which game is this?
Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see that.
Not...
What is this? Oh. Just them? Okay, that's
quite
a distance.
Sorry. Elden Ring doesn't really remind me of a fighting game. Again, in a way, it makes me think of what if they took the basic combat from Ocarina of Time, cranked up the difficulty, and maybe grounded things a bit more. Because you're not going to lock on a target from a distance and shoot an arrow in a fighting game.
Yeah, I mean, fighting game, a range attack like that sounds like more like something that's part of a combo.
Yeah. Or like Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Which isn't a conventional fighting game.
There are some lock-on attacks and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's not full 3D environments, action adventure. It's kind of like a mix of platform and fighting.
Yeah. Oh, why are you doing this thing? Why are you doing this to me? Ah, you jerks. How dare you? Ah! How dare you, good sir. Unfortunately for you, I am like the best at healing.
Like, Elden Ring is a game that constantly tells you to prove yourself. Where, when I think of Breath of the Wild and I think of difficulty, I think, oop, wrong turn, and going the opposite way.
Yeah.
There's a bit more of a sense of humor about itself with its difficulty.
I might need it more than her. Yeah, Elden Ring does strike me as more, I mean, it's a Souls game. Yeah. It is definitely in the vein of, this is going to hurt.
Yeah. There's a promise of wonder and discovery, but there's also very much a promise of pain.
Yeah, the promise is, this is going to hurt.
Yeah. Well, one thing that struck me,
Ooh, yes, crit.
Nice. That struck me recently, having gotten into Elder Scrolls Online, there's always the discussion of...
Oh, shoot. What is she doing? Why are you charmed? How dare you? Okay, we gotta do something.
Well, at least we got that going.
Alright, we need to fix that then.
A hammer labeled Wake Up.
I mean, this should do it. Because she is one of our toughest people. So we need her to be okay.
But a very common discussion in MMO design is what kind of reward you're going to give the player. And arguments have gone up and down. Like people think that people really like to focus on getting the higher numbers, like that's your reward to be able to look at this place, blink at it, and everything dies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I'm like different from all the boys or anything like that, but that's never really been. That's always been the means, not the end, for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always want to find something just, cool.
Oh, damn it, that's right.
Cool and weird behind the corner. And the reward in Elden Ring to me is mucking around, in that underground, what I think is just a small underground tunnel, and then and then the world, then the underground world opening up to have like this wall ceiling that looks like a starry sky and a temple on a cliff overlooking this underground river. That to me is the reward of just being like, holy crap, this was a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, there's definitely a reward in discovery there.
Yeah.
Stay down. Yeah, and Tears of the Kingdom is already kind of rewarding that kind of thing, as far as I can see. Leave her alone. Damn you.
Because one thing that kind of turns people off Elder Scrolls Online is with the level scaling that it does. It makes it feel like there's no reward. And I always found that a little bit odd. Yeah, there's no reward, but it still has a very strong fan base. Like people can, it is considered one of the top 5 MMOs right now.
Which is?
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, as I said, Elden Ring. I was like, wait, that's not an MMO.
Yeah, I mean, there's online multiplayer, but it's not MMO. Anyway.
Okay, Anodyne, you need to get your shit together. Because we need you to hit things really, really hard.
And to me, like, in a way, Elder Scrolls Online kind of exposes, something about, about MMOs in general. Of, like, okay, you can one-shot every boss in the area, but is that fun, though?
It can be. there is something to be said about a power trip.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like, I have...
Oh, for God's sake.
I have all these abilities at my disposal. I have all these different maneuvers and stuff like that. I want to use those, and I want my use of that to be justified.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and one thing I appreciate from ESO is being able to go back to old areas, just having a go at a boss.
Oh damn, not enough. Can I get to the other guy? I don't know. Let's see. What if I just do that? Oh, he's got evade attack. Jerk! Jerky Jerkmanson. Ugh! Why do they have to give these guys the abilities that make them so difficult to hit?
Oh, right in the back.
Yeah.
the way he was animated, it's like...
Yeah, the hit sprites sometimes, they work really good.
It's Centaur Ganon.
Yeah, you better run.
Yeah. Yeah, I know... I haven't watched any of the trailers, but I know Ganondorf is involved.
Yeah, he is involved.
Well, that was a complaint with Breath of the Wild of just like there's just Ganon. Like Ganondorf had developed quite a bit since since the N64, and it kind of feels like we're missing something without him.
Yeah, he definitely has a presence in this.
Like I know the meme.
Yeah, hydrated Ganon is a thing.
Hydrate again.
Well, the first thing you saw of him in the trailers was, oh, these guys are weak to water. I should have figured that much out.
Speaking of hydration.
Yeah, so, like, he's a mummy in the initial trailers.
Not still juicy.
Yeah, so the joke was that he was going to be, like, hydrated and, like, hot.
He starts reaching out, just grabs a Gatorade from Link's pouch, like...
I mean, kinda.
Well, I mean, I guess that's another thing to discover, with what we're doing in this series continuity or whatever, however they want to do it. Of just like, what the hell happened to Ganondorf?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eat it.
Good. and maybe this is nostalgia talking, but I still feel that just in presentation, tone, everything like that, Ocarina of Time had the best Ganon fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She absorbs fire. Why haven't I been moving her?
It's like you saw that
What the hell?
16-bit
Oh,
Sauron.
Alright, is it just sleep? Alright, she can wake him up with a rock.
Wake up, stupid.
Rocks for everybody. No. She's a healer, but...
And, don't get me wrong, the boss fight against, Ganon, was pretty cool in Breath of the Wild. But, again, maybe it's because I played a lot of Zelda games.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I definitely liked... Ganon. Like, the first fight is definitely... It is very much a... here's the culmination of this entire game, basically.
Yeah. And it probably has my favorite endgame.
Oh, the Hyrule Castle itself?
Yeah. I imagine if I went back, I might find another, favorite, here or there. Though, again, none of them really, stand out. Like, in Link to the Past is literally just get through the top of the, pyramid and
Wake up.
And you're there. But there isn't a whole lot of...
Yeah, it is. It's a kind of like a final exam type boss in the sense of, like, we're going to throw everything at you.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's kind of like the end game of... So the last big mystery in Divinity Original Sin 2 is kind of like, this is supposedly the resting place of, of the main character of the first game, who was revered as a god. And so we have this big mystery.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
And something about it didn't really...
Oh, well, it worked.
Didn't really feel like a final dungeon. But then, a couple of rooms later, bam, here's a whole lot of exposition and the final boss.
Yeah, I get that.
and while it's a pretty good boss fight, it definitely feels kind of like we're just slamming on the gas now.
Yeah, kind of a rush to the end kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's weird considering how the rest of the game, really took its time. So,
yeah, some games they kind of not rush, but they do feel like they pick up really quickly at the end.
Well, I'm fine with picking it up. Yakuza 0 has a very slow burn beginning, and then basically back ends all the car chases and bigger fights, at the end. And the way it was built up, it had my adrenaline pumping. I was really into what was going on. It was a pretty good, end game. All told. But I'm trying to the Ganondorf's tower definitely stands out with the build up of the music.
Ocarina of Time. Yeah, the way they use the music in that is actually really good.
Yeah, and Ganon's castle overall is pretty fun. Yeah,
it is. Did you know at one point in development, that was going to be it? The entire game was going to be...
just take place in the castle.
Yeah, sort of similar to...
like a Castlevania game, basically.
No, to... what's... Shit, Mario.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it was going to be similar to Mario 64 in that it was just that was going to be it. It was just going to be in the castle.
I remember not caring for the end game in Wind Waker.
Yeah, there was the issue of
I mean, even after the whole Triumph Forks.
Yeah.
It probably had my least favorite Ganon fight. The Ganondorf fight was pretty cool, but Twilight Princess, it was fun, but it kind of felt like rinse repeat at that point.
Yeah. Twilight Princess was like very consciously, okay, fine, we'll make Ocarina of Time again.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, Jesus. Almost 500. This'll do it. Anodyne, still our best closer.
Yeah. Majora's Mask is literally, you just play the song and then you're at the final boss.
I mean,
actually,
no, there is the
Right,
stuff.
the whole mask part.
Okay, so this is what the final boss is. So in between, before we record next, I will do most of these. So God willing, will be well. There's the final fight here, and if we do the right thing, there will be 2 fights here. So
They'll have Final Fight 2 and 3.
So 4-ish episodes to go.
Yeah, I'll try to get my OBS working again.
Yeah, so we can figure out the next thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Dragon. That we probably will not get a chance to use. You know, I'll probably, well, I won't be on screen, but I'll use a bunch for the...
Yeah, I wouldn't mind just taking a moment just trying to remember end games for Zelda.
Yeah, well, this is a short episode. Go ahead.
Yeah, like the NES... Yeah, the classic NES game... Yeah, it suffers from, for kind of like the difficulty tropes of the time. I played through it recently to just show you, but...
yeah, it's...
I do remember... Okay, so this is with using Game Genie codes. Don't judge me.
We were like 6.
Yeah, and these games are freaking hard. But I remember kind of getting into it at the end of Zelda 2. Yeah, I thought it had some cool presentation despite its limitations. Let's see. Look at the past where we discussed. Link's Awakening was another one where it's literally you play the song, you have like this one infinite room puzzle.
Yeah, and you do have like a boss rush there.
Yeah, you have a bit of a boss rush, but the actual like dungeon itself is, barely there. In fact, I think most of the time the final dungeon is remarkably short.
Yeah, because by that point you've played a lot of game.
Yeah, but when you do the final dungeon, that should be a culmination of everything you learned. And
Skyward Sword had that puzzle dungeon.
I barely remember it.
Yeah, it was a thing where like you had to rearrange the rooms to get to them to find like all three pieces of the Triforce. And then the final boss was like just a gauntlet of goons.
Okay, I'm not going to call the game unmemorable. The thing that stands out in my mind is going down that ramp for the umpteenth time, tearing through enemies because Link is pissed at that point.
Yeah, he's a very angry Link,
and it was a pretty cool final boss, but I don't remember much else from it.
Yeah, the imprisoned that you fight 3 times, like the giant walking death avocado. That's not the highlight, but the final boss demise I enjoyed a lot better because I was doing it wrong. I didn't realize that you could get lightning in your sword to stun him.
Oh, so did I. Yeah.
So I was just like doing it as like very like blocking his attacks and getting like one quick swipe in before he electrocuted me. It was very tense. It was a great fight, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. This is hardcore. Then afterward, I learned, oh, there's a trick to stun him because of course there is. This is a Zelda game.
But you beat him, and that was a pretty edge of your teeth fight.
Yeah, it was probably more memorable doing it that way than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah. Let's see, Skyward Sword, and then I think Breath of the Wild's right after that.
Yeah, more or less. There's kind of Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Crypt of the Necrodancer crossover, which is weird because the dungeons are kind of randomly generated. But it does have a kind of cool thing where you actually fight him as Link, Zelda, and Cadence all together, like you're collected. And I think Cadence is technically the Triforce of Power in that trio.
Yeah. Let's see. The Oracle games, the end games, again, just very unmemorable. Yeah. Well, as a dungeon, I mean, you had some cool moments like, Twin Rova comes back, and you're playing, you're basically facing brain dead Ganon. Because the resurrection spell went off half cocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will talk. I'm sure by the next time we record, we'll have more to say about Zelda. But in the meantime, I've been Mike Curley,
And this is Frank Early.
and this has been the C Team. Good night.
Good.